Um, so that people die in across the country. Okay, so the agenda item, which I have somewhere electronically, is already being shared. So I'll just bring it up here for everyone. So yeah, we run these meetings once a month, in different places around the country. There's a chance, I guess, for everyone to get to know each other a little bit, and maybe an open forum. Ask any questions, criticism, positive, negative, it's okay. We need to improve. But yeah, we've been expanding phenomenally fast. I think on the average now I've had another agent, a new agent, Paul from Sydney. Phenomenally fast, I guess, because obviously we offer something different, value in the marketplace. But obviously there's been a lot of money invested into technology and that kind of stuff, getting leads. My job at the moment is trying to get more people, more listings. And I think that's something that we can bring that's a bit different to the table than other companies. There are other players in the market, as you know. Downstairs we've got Realty, and there's other people around as well. There's another company coming in very soon. I've been having meetings. We're having a meeting with Andrew Coronas as well. Andrew is doing something as well. Several meetings now. They're trying to buy us, trying to buy our leads. It's perfectly transparent. Another company from the US looking at entering the market. I had a chat with him yesterday. Again, very similar. Maybe an acquisition strategy as well they're trying to do. But it's an exciting market at the moment. The virtual agency model is taking over the world. And certainly in the US at the moment, there's a company called Experience Realty, which has got 20,000 agents. It's grew in less than, I think, the last 5 years, exponential growth. This is on NASDAQ. It's worth $1 billion. Its value is probably 15 times the size of a Grab. And they don't have any offices, zero offices. A bit like Airbnb owns nothing, but it's just a platform. And that's the way to the future, and we kind of firmly believe that. And I guess right now we're still the highest commission split in the industry. So yeah, look, it's exciting things are happening. Yesterday we had a great event yesterday. A few people here were present in Brisbane. So projects, developments. We're also a developer. I guess that's a little bit different. We own hotels. I don't think McGrath or anyone else, Ray White, they don't own any hotels. We do. So it's a little bit different. It's just a little bit different. We manage hotels. And that's, again, an exciting market as well. I was just saying to Lindsay, we've got a few managements in the Mantra next door to us, which is doing quite well. And those are leads. Those are leads that potentially could come across as a sell, which we got one. We've got a listing at 930 ad 2316 or something. The guy definitely wants to sell. So yeah, company updates, expansion, referral. We're now 180 something agents across the country. The referral, I think, is very, very important. I think as new people come on board, I think the existing members should be rewarded. Call it what you want, multimedia marketing, whatever, multi-layered. But I think the idea is this, right? And we've been working with details. Basically, people that bring on new agents or new listings for other people, whatever, should be rewarded for their efforts. And I've been having chats, this is for and frank, with other people. Andrew and I are going to do something very soon. Something similar, I guess, but different. But the idea is, people that bring on other agents or other listings should get a percentage of the agent sale that they bring in. And I get that's fair. And I've seen, experiences when I went back to the States, where experience does this very well, is, you've got mums and dads that don't sell and list anymore. All they do is they recruit full time. So you get yourself an RV, you drive around the country, you basically recruit agents, you get paid a passive income. Because obviously they're agents you recruit, then sells and lists. And when they sell, we're 100% transparent here. When we when an agent sells something, we take 5% plus that 695 plus GST. Oh, there's someone outside. Sorry, we'll have to go and check fee. Hey, Ian. Okay. So yeah, so grab a coffee, free coffee, free tea, so complimentary. Anyway, so the idea is this, right? You know, it's obviously, I think it's a great model. I think the fact that, you know, we've grown to a size now where I think kind of reach critical mass. You kind of need to reward the existing agents by bringing on new agents, that kind of stuff. And I think it's important to have that many ways, because obviously we are a high volume, low cost model, and volume is very important. We need more listings, we need more agents. You know, I think existing agents can bring other agents on board, and when they bring them on board, you get a referral fee, and that referral is an ongoing trail. There's not just one fee. Like property managers in an office somewhere, you get one fee first week, that's it. I think it's going to be at least in perpetuity. And how a good multi-level marketing call it well, you know, works is the percentage that gets bigger as more people come on board underneath you. It's like a pyramid. And I think that's quite important, you know, I don't think any company has that. You know, I don't think McGrath has that, Ray One has that, Eldrick has that. They don't care. They all they want is, you know, for people to come on board, sign a big franchise agreements about this stick. I've seen it. And then they get paid. The franchisor gets paid on the sales. Well, that's it. And that stops there. I think a better method would be to reward the existing agents that's already with us and to build that, I suppose, underneath them or with them. And you can imagine, you know, you can build a business within a business underneath you without even ever selling a listing again. As well as a lifestyle thing, I can definitely see this. You know, if you're, you know, part-time, close to retirement, whatever, you want a lifestyle choice. Imagine sitting there, no listing, because listing selling is hard work sometimes, right? I know myself. I've been going to open homes and stuff, but imagine it's entirely different. You become a recruitment manager, so to speak, and I think that's an idea that we've certainly come up with. The numbers needs to be obviously refined, but I think, you know, the idea is definitely there. We can launch this in the new financial year, just the last of the financial this year, but yeah, next week. And the numbers need to be refined as a percentage. Obviously, I'm thinking maybe 3 levels. And it's a combination of factors, obviously, but the number of agents you can bring on board, all that kind of stuff. I'm open to discussions. I'm open to questions, criticism, but, you know, if you look at traditionally how big companies have grown, it's just not. I mean, I've got my methods of recruitment, but it's not just one person; it's multi people. In fact, in the future, you know, I was thinking more of this. You know, there's possibly even ownership. And, you know, I think Andrew Coronas, which I've been talking to, John McGrath, has adopted this approach, you know, where John says to a very good franchisee, you know, you've done really well, you're killing it in, you know, my cousin's David Howe, he's 2.5 million GCI. I saw him in Sydney. I said, you know, what's so good about John McGrath? How come we've been with him for 23 years? He's a top agent. He said, look, you know, I got stock ownership, I got this and this and this, right? Yes, John McGrath suffered recently, but I'm still with him. He's recently quit the business. They just changed the Dow Jones, Law North Shore in Sydney. But that stock ownership option is definitely something that we can look at in the future. Because I think, you know, to be proud of what you become is you need to have ownership. But something I'm definitely looking at, and I think it's a good model. And certainly we've got other people like Realty, for example, doesn't have this model. They charge a lot of money per month, as you know, and people are losing, they're losing agents left, right, and center. And I think that referral model is great. So that's the first item. So I can definitely see it, you know, people getting their RVs, traveling the country, recruiting, you know. You don't even have to be called Oxford. If you go to realtors, you know, come with me on this journey. This is how we work. And I think the model sells itself. the fact we'll talk about later. We get, as you everyone knows, when you join, you get free coffee club cards. You get access to this beautiful office and other offices around the world, the Regis network. So, and property management as well, something you can look at as well, because obviously when you manage properties, you get a split of that income. Maybe that person working with you underneath you, they've recruited, can get that income as well going forward. If you imagine this model is going to just go, wow. So it's a business within a business, but it's just not listing and selling, because I know it's tough, right? Sales are slowing down. You think we're doing it tough. You should speak to other groups I've been speaking to. John McGrath, he's doing it tough. And I've got his personal contact, I call, hey, John, how you guys doing? It's tough. And they have to get VP of $4,000. That's tough. Andrew's group is tough. Their fixed cost is massive. And they're closing offices left, right, and center because they can't. Ray White's tough. Ray White's surfer site on the second floor. First-hand experience. First, they've had, I don't know, on Wednesday they had 100 agents. They're down to maybe, you can look on the website, 6, if that. Getting smashed. Getting smashed. It's just crazy, right? They're just closing off because it's just the fixed cost of that office, and they've got 2 floors. They've got 2 floors down there. And I imagine their fixed cost per month must be huge. I get worried about the principal. I mean, this is at one stage. This was the biggest office of the Ray White network. Surfers Paradise.
Harcourts as well. They're letting agents go. They've done across the board.
Harcourts, Remax. That traditional model where, like an agency where you just have a huge fixed cost, and people come on board. They're new to industry. I don't know if you know this, but turnover in real estate is huge. It's
Harcourts down. Cool. Just admin stuff.
Right. Yeah. So just welcome.
It's a good thing. The ones that stay behind, well, they're going to scoop up all the, when the property market starts going again.
Yeah.
It's just, it really is a matter of honing your skills and doing better at what to do. So to succeed at it.
Can everyone hear me? Hello? Hi, everyone. This is across the country. It's been recorded as well. Hello? Can everyone hear me? Yes.
Yep.
Good. Cool. Hey guys. Hi. Sorry. Could you hear me earlier?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. So welcome to the meeting. We've got a few people in the Gold Coast office as well. So we're the first agenda item. I'll just mute you guys. Sorry. The first one is expense and referral. We're talking about a referral strategy where if you bring on agents that make rentals and sales, you will become, I guess, what's called a head referral, and you get a split of the income and anyone subsequent to that referral, which I think is a pretty cool model. Secondly, property management. We visit the office of Managed App. Oh man, Managed App in theory looks good. I don't know. Don't I use Managed App? Trying to. Managed App has been, so what is Managed App? Managed App was started by a guy called, or 3 of them actually, but a guy called Nick Boris and Tom Richards, and a silent investor. But Nick Boris is the son of Mark Boris. Mark Boris, I don't know if you know, is a Shark Tank guy on TV. And so I met the guy in Sydney. I said, man, what are you guys going to do here? It's losing money. Obviously, it's a startup. They're really keen for cash. Say, oh, please pay us a fee and this and that. I said, wait a second, we haven't really fixed the issues yet. I gave you 20 properties to manage. I got to say, we lost. Vendors actually screamed at us at the lack of reports they're getting. And the idea is great. Managed App is a software that allows property managers to manage properties without use of a trust account. But we're visiting the offices of our property. They're based in Brisbane. Phenomenal piece of software, so they've got exactly the same thing.
This one called Cubby?
Cubby's more for people that want to manage properties themselves, and they take 2% or something. But why are we excited about no trust accounting? Because I guess, again, it's a business within a business. I was speaking to someone in Gosford, Wayne. Wayne is a property manager. He's trying to build his own property portfolio. What he's been doing, and I said to him, is we will provide you with software, whether managed or our property or anything else, with no trust. And the good thing about no trust is, imagine this, right? Because we have a 7,000 numbers on that list, which I'll go through in a second. Not many people are using, but on that list, it's got people that manage their own properties. Imagine approaching someone like Lindsay. Lindsay, you have a few investment properties. I have your phone number. Only we can see it because no one else has that technology. You know, Lindsay, you're managing your own property. What about this? You know what? What do you do at the moment? I'm collecting cash. That's pretty fundamental stuff. Can we offer you the software, and I'll charge you, I don't know, $19.99 a month, right? We offer to you for free. You offer to your client, and you make the difference. With a traditional model like Property Tree, you can't do that because I've got a guy, his name's Steve. I get complaints from him all the time. It's month end, he's busy as hell. It's year end as well, so he's processing payments not only for our property, but our agents' property, so they have to make sure they get their share of the income. And that is a lot of work. You know, what these apps allow us to do is don't go through trust. Tenant comes in, money comes in, it goes straight to the landlord, and they get split automatically between us and the agent. But imagine with the model for expansion referral, you know, any of your subsequent agents, you will get a split of that rental income. That's technology. Imagine on Property Trade, this would be nuts, you know, because obviously you're going to do a Excel spreadsheet. You get, you know, Lindsay gets 10%, you know, your agent gets 50%, we get 50%, and then you've got 2 or 3 levels. That's nuts. So we're going to visit the office. Our property has come, you know, very similar to managed, but I think more sophisticated. And then obviously, you know, we offer a 90% split. You know, if you want to manage your own properties, or, you know, we can manage it for you for passive income for, I think, 60, 40, 50 or something like that, the split. I think that's a great thing. Anyway, so managed. We're in the office. The office in Sunnybank Hills. We're in the office on Thursday. If you want to come along, maybe we can send an email a bit later inviting people to come along. A bit like managed. So when I was in Sydney, I took a whole bunch of people into the office of management. Nick, you know, he's a guy with some cash, obviously. You know, he goes, yeah, I'm going to do this and this and he met his father afterwards, Mark Boris. And, you know, they're ambitious. They've got 2,000 properties at the moment, but I think they've got some issues they need to fix. Their revenue model is basically charging 6% to the trading. And they say, oh, this is, you know, I need more money from you guys. And, you know, obviously has to pay a subscription fee now. I said, man, it's your business model. You have to do it. But whereas our property is a one-off fee, which we're happy to pay, and then they charge per text for setting up texts, which, okay, that's cool. And that's something that I think we could maybe work through.
We show them manage.
Yeah, look. So our property is an option we're going to look at. So you buy a property. We'll be talking to the directors there. It's built by a pretty interesting guy. So that's property management. Website, domain, DNS, SSL. Every agent that joins us gets a free website. When I say free, we have to qualify that. Look, you know, I've got guys in the back end that can do things, but only to a certain extent. So when agents join us, what happens is we give them a free template, and the template is WordPress, very easy. If you have a domain, it's hosted for free on our server, as probably people know. And then what happens is you can customize that to your needs. If you've got some basic WordPress knowledge, It's simple. So the template's pretty easy. You just plug into the CRM as you guys can attest, and then you can edit the logos, whatever you want to do. But having said that, I'm getting a lot of requests from people who want to do this and that, and obviously, it requires time, and I guess money on his end as well. So I guess you do get a free template and a free website. But if you're looking at different things, then it's not up to me. It's up to our IT guy. Yeah, he obviously says, look, if you want this and that, my time is valuable too. Can I do something else? So yeah, you just talk with we don't make anything out of this, but that was his request. But the free website thing is definitely not a problem. Domain, DNS. A few people have had problems recently, new agents. How do I change the DNS? Probably more for the tech savvy guys. I was talking to someone that was onboarding yesterday. He asked me, should I use my own name or company? I said, man, in the long term, you should move towards a company model because your liability is reduced dramatically, especially in property management. When someone's a bit peed off, they'll go, hey, I'm going to take the QCAT. I don't care who you are. You could be 100% innocent, so they will just take you. But I'm going to take this here QCAT. And so what people do is obviously they register a company with a business name, and then obviously with that business name you can then register a domain name. It's very simple. The domain name you can buy for $10 a year. We use Crazy Dome, but there's places out there you can get it even cheaper. Once you buy that domain, you have to let your IT guy know we can do it for you. You have to change the DNS server to our server. It's all in that onboarding document. And that DNS address is a bunch of numbers that points to our server. So when people type in your domain, that goes to our server. That's all we have to do. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. And those bunch of numbers, it's called Sourhost, that's Crazy Dome has. And there's a bunch of numbers on one document. Just copy that in. There's two of them, and then away you go. SSL, something that's definitely required, I think, now. SSL is, like for us, we can give it to you for free. But what you could do, so we use, the companies out there, if you need some help with this, have to help you with free. But there's like, when people charge SSL, there's no need to pay for SSL. What is SSL? SSL is, sorry, guys, really a bit technical. On the internet now, especially Chrome, this padlock symbol has now become pretty important for a lot of people because people think, oh, okay, your website's verified. And I guess it's a matter of trust. Sometimes you see websites that actually warn you, please don't click on this link because it doesn't have a padlock. And that would definitely affect your business. I mean, if sellers come to your website, go to realty.com.au and think, oh my goodness, what is this? People charge for SSL, Crazy Domain, or they'll charge $29 or something. There's no need to pay for that. I had a guy recently that said, I'm happy to pay $59 for it. I said, man, you're wasting your money. SSL is Secure Software Lawyer. It's just a certificate that goes in the back end of your server. If it's hosted with us, we can do it for you for free. Not a problem. And I see a lot of websites still without this lock thing. But if you do a Google search, a lot of people out there that charge for these things. But what people do not know is you get it for free. Something to look at, maybe. Every agent, every full partner gets a coffee club membership. That really hasn't been taken up. I don't know why. But the coffee club, I don't know. These documents got it. Good.
I could desire the other day. Going back to 2 coffees.
$5 2 coffees.
One free.
Yeah.
Get it fun.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of offers. What's so interesting is like the guy that owns the coffee club, his name is Dominic. I tend to, they contact me. We have a special deal with the headquarters, so they said, look, contact his franchisee. The guy that owns the Surface Arrow, Dominic, owns Helensville, Coomera, and all that kind of stuff. I said to him, we can make it do something. If he wants to sell some coffee club, let us know. We'll have to sell the business for you or something. But he's doing okay. Coffee Club membership, basically, if you're a full agent with us, full partnership, then you get a complimentary coffee club. The reason behind it is very simple. Buy one, get one free. I do this a lot. I take it to my listings and that kind of stuff, and then meet them at the coffee club. You know, to sign documents. There's coffee clubs everywhere. Live in New Zealand as well. And that's something I think, you know, if you're a member, you send a message with support, and we'll look after you. We'll get you a coffee club membership pronto. That's a great thing. And no one does that. I don't know any one does this. You know, so it's a great thing. ABC first line, look, you know, this guy is trying to get our business for many months now. The managing director said, look, you know, we'll offer you something, or we'll beat any price you've got at the moment. I said, okay, sure. So we've got two. So the problem is, because we're much bigger than your average agency, we can get bulk discounts. And so the guys, we won. So he now guarantees his prices. He says to me, look, you know, when you go onto our website, we're cheapest in the country consistently. So I guess we've got Digital Central, which we use quite a lot, which is reasonably cheap already.
Well, I looked the price list that ABC sent through last week. They actually did Digital Central.
Okay.
No, the package includes photography. That's the big.
The package includes photography.
Yeah, you can get a 4x3 sign and photo just with this on photography. You know, so it's $320. That's cheap.
Yeah. But I've got a price guarantee for the managing director. Well, there's a good thing at ABC, because they're the largest in the country. And there's one good thing, that it is consistency. Digital Central cannot guarantee, because this is across different suburbs in the country. Whereas if you go to Perth, ABC will be the same price as, you know, Blue Mountains. If you think about it, that's pretty cool, because Blue Mountains in Sydney, it takes you an hour and a half to drive up there. Yeah. But it's the same price. It's going to be $66. Doesn't matter if Blue Mountains or bundles of the Gold Coast. Now, I don't know how they do it, but it's McDonald's. You know, when I have meetings with, I say McDonald's. It's always like McDonald's. Even the franchise, they have different price for Big Macs. You know, the airport's more expensive. There's slight differences. I know that. So they said, look, you know, we're able to control that because we've got volume. So yeah, if you could do it, then, and that's just an option. If they want an exclusive, I said no exclusives. It's just an option. So everyone should have a login. Whether you use it, it's entirely up to you. But the process is exactly the same as Digital Central. You can order yourself. You pay for yourself, that kind of stuff. And it's all your responsibility, your call. So it doesn't have to go through us, it's faster. Whereas in most places, you know, the franchisee or whatever has to approve the whole thing and all that rubbish. It's slow. Property management conference. As you know, we had the ARC recently as one of the sponsors, gold sponsors. That was quite good. So they invited us to do another sponsorship, which is in Sydney, which is the property management conference. I think property management is increasingly becoming more important for an agent because the sales are slowing down, and you know, people are leaving the industry in droves, and also the shops are closing down. And I think that model of offering sales agent the ability to get a trail on the property management and hotel management and rooming is very, very important. So that's something that we're doing as well. Projects, as I said, you know, we're probably one of the few people in the country that have our own projects. So Labrador School, you know, well, there's another thing too. We recently did a deal with someone where we found people money. So basically, at the event yesterday, I'll mention his name, but he was president. You know, he has a personal connection to the Patrick family, and he's phenomenally well connected. And basically, all you have to do, if you got a developer that says, hey, I'm a bit stuck at the moment, the majors would not lend to me. The major big fours, because they don't have developers, so it's a risk. What a lot of people do is look for what's called private finance, so mezzanine finance, private equity, that kind of stuff. This gentleman I know is just pulls a number out of his back pocket, you know, pull this number. Well, here's 4%. Right, here's my interest rate, here's my terms. It's on a term sheet, you have the money. How do we make money? We charge a commission. We're like a broker without a broker license. We're just a referrer, so you don't need a license for this, but we basically put two and two together. This guy wants the money, this guy has the money, we put it together, money comes out of trust, we transfer out, we take our commission, you get commission. That's projects. Then again, projects, we sell projects, we have our projects. What's happening at? Yeah, it's ready to go. It's basically we've taken over, I suppose, the site, and we're just waiting for. There's actually another group that is coming in for the development in terms of the construction. The cell that we've done so far is locked in. We just need maybe a few more cells to start work. Our current situation on the Gold Coast, maybe the same in other parts of the country, is basically buyers have no confidence in a developer that cannot start building. If they go to display, sure, that kind of stuff, they say, but where's your building? Oh, it's going to be starting next year. And there's a lot of projects in the Gold Coast, and it's very competitive. There's a lot of stock.
When are they breaking ground?
We're looking at November this year.
Okay, because they're telling people May a long time ago.
Yeah. The problem with that project is it's been around for 3 years. And luckily, there's basically what's called a sunset clause, and that sunset clause doesn't run out 2.5 years from now. So basically, people that bought the property is locked in for another 2.5 years.
Yeah.
But if we don't break ground soon, those sunset clauses will be enacted, and then they'll be cost parties. Yeah, that's right. And the key with developments and with all the banks, whatever, is to get that sell through. So people can start breaking ground and start building.
There's nobody attending that office at the moment, or they going to?
That's it. We're still designing, but it's pretty much it's in good hands at the moment. Pretty much taken over, signed, and that's the idea. Which is near field pre-sale and stuff. And there's other sites for the guys on the line. There's other projects around the country. We've got a location yesterday, a Concada property in Melbourne. So Melbourne is a bit like I don't know. It's one of the second, third best suburb it's just out in Toorak. Great. It's a bit like a double bay, Sydney, or Newfarm, Brisbane, something like that. And so we've just got a few allocations just signed, so maybe can sell that. Just on that, I don't know if people have been using the property platform as well. That's something they've got as well as a software. We've got a lot of software. It's just the challenge for people to use it. The property platform, prosecting.com. It's basically a platform for projects. So if you've got projects that you've signed with the developer, you can actually upload onto this platform and share with the rest of the people on this platform. There's a lot of people on this platform, not just our agents, but also affiliates. We met a lot of affiliates yesterday. They include brokers, financial planners, migration agents, lawyers, you name it. And affiliates, anyone that has the ability to sell something for us. They get a flat 20%. But, if they can sell something, they get 20%, you get the rest. That's probably the platform. And that's something that I've had for a while, but I don't know how many people have used it. Concada properties, all their properties on property platform, so is other projects. Malvern's on there, Labrador's on there, I think. We've got the Lara, quite a few. Property maintenance. Is there something that I've been talking about? I met Andrew recently. His company, Andrew Christ, just for those who don't know, is I suppose very successful. He's had gone from 0 agencies to 20 agencies. I think that's about 20 years. And his really strength is on property management. He has the largest property management in the country, even bigger than Red. It's got 8,000 properties. And he owns every single one of them. What he says, I think it's a good idea. It's property maintenance. It's a good idea. Make it cheaper for people, and you get a cut. You get a cut of that referral. So as you'll see on Thursday when we go to the property, if you have a vendor, for example, who says, I don't know, I don't really care. You just handle it. right? Think is, I don't know, what a plumbing issue, you call a plumber. And so this in the software, what it does is it will refer to a plumber, and then it will charge the plumber a percentage, and then you can charge a percentage if you make the difference. It's very common these days. There's no problems. You know, you make a referral fee by referring a tradie, and it's huge. It's a good revenue source for you guys, agents. Another one is utility connections. Another one where you make a commission on a utility connect, direct connect. There's a whole bunch of moving hub. Another one where you make a commission connecting someone's utility, internet, kind of stuff. But that's all built into the software. I've been looking, like, I think our property is going to be, towards our property, they will handle that automatically for you, so you can see how much commission you're getting, not just from your rentals, but from your referrals. Software development, so this is what I've been spending a lot of time. As everyone knows, we've got a patent, which gives you, that's something that really, really keen to explore more. Like, we've got a patent that looks at stuff. That's got like a whole list of leads. I don't know if people have been using these, but it's very easy to find. You go to the resource page, go to leads. I had a question: how do I find these leads? Weekly leads, and then click on it, and then it will take you to a Google Drive, and you click on the Google Drive, and then you'll request the permission, and then you basically get access to it. So there's 2 lists. Every Monday at 9 o'clock, this is automatically updated by the software, but the software runs in the background. What is it? It's an OTM list, on the market list. We've kind of discovered the OTM is probably the best thing to get, because they sell. You know, it doesn't matter if it was drawn or whatever, but I think OTM is probably the best leads you're going to get. Does it work? Absolutely. You know, we've done it ourselves, we've tried it, we've listed, we've sold OTM listings, physical OTM listings. And that really is a terrific advantage. So I'll show you the list itself. So it looks like this. So there's a physical listings. This is days ago. And you know, and there's obviously there's various techniques to this. So there's Maroochydore and the Sunshine Coast. You know, there's just numbers. The mobile number is right there. And I've got scripts. We've hired people that, you know, are good at these things, calling people, setting appointments, having a chat with a guy at Purple Bricks at the moment. You know, what he misses at Purple Bricks is the fact that Purple Brick will set the appointments for them. You don't have your great prospect, but all you have to do is list it. List and sell it. Like Purple, you don't have to sell it, you just list it, pay. Does it work 100%? But I think it's not really about the list, it's about actually calling and getting. We've actually got a master list, and that prevents people, like, you know, we've got people in the office that does this full time. You know, I've handpicked a few people that are very good at these things. So like call, they go, hey, can I get in? And there's various tricks to it, you know. I think one of the most common scripts is, you know, we've just listed another property next door, you know, I see your property's on, they're trying to sell yourself. Why are you trying to sell yourself? Blah, blah, blah. We hate agents that are conditioned. No problem, you know. Look, I've got people that this property come over for viewing last Saturday, looking for something bigger, something smaller. Can we possibly meet and just have a chat about your property? Because you want to sell.
What do you say to these people when they say, how do you get my number?
This listing is freely available on the internet.
Right.
So they are, so just, you know, the patent is, they go to various websites. Yeah. So things like Gumtree, these are people trying to sell themselves.
Right.
For sale by owner. Yeah.
Sorry to say, I picked it up on Gumtree.
Sure. Picked up Gumtree. I mean, Archie Data even has their number.
I tried a couple of these, and I had one guy who really pleased about the fact that I had his number. And I go around it by saying, I spoke to your neighbor.
Who's my neighbor? Wow.
Well, the neighbor and they were just sold. But I didn't actually say who I'd spoken to. So that was I had to keep avoiding.
Those are close shave, that one.
How do you know the one that's everywhere? How do you know, if we're going on a Monday,
Yes.
What
are you doing?
The masters list.
Yeah.
On Google Drive, there's a masters.
Yeah.
There's a few things we could do, like, if you let us know, support know that, can you please send me an appointment or two? We'll be happy to help. We've done it for a lot of agents. But most of the new agents have to do it because obviously they're trying to crack that territory. And the idea is, you get a few listings, people come to listings, you get more listings.
Yeah.
There's not to rely on these as exclusive, but there are a lot of numbers.
That's the thing I'm grateful for. I just recently did 2,000 website. One, not one.
Yeah.
Actually, does now. In the past, 500, I might get at least one.
Yeah. It's the market.
2,000, and it's there. And I'm trying to steal this from other agents at the moment because I'm basically tracking everything I can. But I've never had such a dead time.
Yes.
I'm just looking for any alternative that I can do with them. Because I don't want to sit there twiddling my thumbs. Sure. I'll actually do something.
Sure. Social media. Social media is good.
Well,
yeah.
The trouble is, see, in a situation like me, I'm new to the area. I don't have a lot of people I know up here.
Yeah.
I'm socializing now through a couple of different outlets. Join the yacht club. My partner is in college. I'm getting out to as many places as I can, but it takes a damn long while. And even around my neighbors who I know well, they're saying, "Oh, well, I've got a mate who's been in real estate. I went to school with him. Still very hard to break through." So for somebody I'm not recognised as a Queenslander. You've got born here or lived here. Good years before.
A lot of people are Queensland.
I don't because there's two types of marketing, and it's passive and aggressive.
Yeah.
And passive marketing is basically like, here's my letter. Call me if you want.
Yeah.
Do people call? Not really. In a bit, recycle.
Yeah.
I tend to fill this form where and I'm working on, so there's a 2.0. So the next pattern's even cooler. What it does is, with raw OTMs, big data, I can probably give you 50% of the numbers you'll get. So as you know, when you go on big data, there's two things you can press with raw OTMs. For those new to the industry, that's the easiest way to crack. If you're new to a suburb, take withdrawn listings, take an OTM listing over 60 days, whatever, and then just whatever marketing you want, just get the listing. Because I don't know you, and I really don't care that much because, you're offering me pretty much, I'll take it. There's no risk for me, I don't care. But if you can sell it, go for it. But if you can't sell it, there's more people that will come to your open homes. They get more listings.
Yeah, well, that's the thing I'm trying to generate.
Yeah.
So I've gone through all the people that had problems. I'm running from that.
Yeah. But so this list is FISBO and for rent by owner, which I think is a massive advantage already. Massive advantage already. Do they sell? 100% they sell. We sold a property more than recently. Boom, for sale by owner. Sold a property in Queensland for sale by owner. Because at the end of the day, it's just tired. Like, you're the expert. I can sell, you sell. And by the end, we converted it for sale by owner, sold listing to an exclusive listing.
Does it say how long it's been on the market?
It does say last. So just saying that the technology is actually really quite cool. So I programmed it so when you get an update on realestate.com, we know. So every time that a new list is released, right? If it's the same address as previous, it doesn't mean that it's a new listing. It means something's happened to that listing. For example, the owner has said new price, or they've changed, 4 bedrooms to 3 bedrooms. I don't know, right? But they've just done something and picked it up. That technology is really cool because imagine monitoring this manually. Man, some guy, Ray White, sitting there thinking, man, compare the difference in old ad and new ad.
Yeah.
But without going much into it, the realestate.com, other stuff, they have a tag which shows you when it was last updated. You can actually see it on the bottom of the domain. I think realestate.com, updated 6 days ago or something. They keep track, and that's fed through the CRM. So the reason why we do this is because most agencies don't access this technology. They have no idea. Most agencies, you can test this, right? You'll be doing 100 calls out of RP data, white pages, price finder. What's your success rate? Jack. Exactly. It's very, very, very difficult. Yeah. Yeah. And so, there's now there's another agency at the moment. So yeah, it's having a tough time getting to leads.
I received every week some emails from this lady.
Letter drop hardcore. Yeah, they do some.
They post and put the photos of the property, like hot cake, and I wonder what she's doing. We've got someone who's doing that in our area.
Yeah.
And
sold properties and they're
sold
not theirs.
properties. They're not his sold properties. That's just all the properties that are sold in that area.
Yeah.
That's like Europe. But she didn't know.
See you make it.
Oh, it's an illusion.
Yeah.
On this,
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at the well, she like this. I say, oh, we're older.
Yeah.
So I never took the time to go and check that list because it's true, but it's unbelievable. Every week, oh my God, how she does. We just had a guy from our life to that.
The wording. Yeah, people do all kinds of things to get this. But that's still very passive. Because someone's got to actually call that agent, come and look at my house. And they get, letter drops. I don't know how many letter drops. It's like a stack of them.
And you don't believe in letter drops?
No, I do. It's just the response rate is really quite low. And
we've done fun. It's not about.
Yeah.
If I went to the house, I'd be, with that paper I receive every week, I'd be tempted to contact her because to me she looks successful. She's very well, but that's going to be tough.
But the return investment, to drop that every week, that's cost some effort and some money.
But you can run a Facebook ad for $1 a day.
$1.
I haven't run any ads for myself. I haven't played around with them. I haven't. No.
That's the kind of
Facebook.
And you really target,
Choose
zone in and target your market and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's like we target an audience down in Sydney for properties, the 1.1 mil, and we boosted it, we did everything. We got the demographics
But
right.
even if it doesn't, get any bias, at least it's advertising your face and your brand and that. So just like a sign on the road.
Like with acquaintances with other ages, they plug Facebook a lot. Like, how many of you actually come off Facebook and it's everyone?
Even doing like a little paid ad, just advertising you. Just get it in front of people in your local area. Just your top agent in that area.
It's still the most inexpensive way.
Yeah, exactly. It's the best way to get in front of people. So because I'm new to the industry, so that's one of them.
The other
things that I'll be
illusion
doing
is
for
rate my agent award. Everyone's number one.
Everyone's won these awards.
There's an award coming out. You can actually do it. It's REB. REB is closing, I think today, but we've got a 1 week extension if you want. So the guys can contact me. And REB awards, it's just something that people do. I don't know if it works, but it's easy to enter. Because I said how many people in this category? 0. Because they actually called me to say, can you please finish your application? Because we don't have anyone in this category at the moment. That's crazy.
I'll send one in.
REB Awards, yeah, check it out. It's Momentum Media, the name of the company that publishes the magazine. Anyway, the next generation of patterns I'm working on is really quite cool.
So even just for get some go on YouTube and get some good advice on YouTube about ways that you haven't thought about getting new listings and that. So there's a lot of good content on YouTube that's free, and you know, who's successful agents just could get screenshots there.
So any questions from the audience online? This is working. Quiet.
Where you guys?
Sorry?
Where you from?
Hi, is there any questions or comments? Anyone online? Sort of having a little discussion here. I should put a video on that. I should get people to see this. Yeah.
I'm probably asleep.
Maybe not. Anyway, the question, sorry, yeah. No, cool.
Marketing, what do you get through for that?
Marketing for properties?
Yeah.
Or for ourselves?
Properties, yourselves, online, signage.
A lot of Lindsay's done a lot. This is the master of marketing.
Look, everyone seems to be concentrating on Facebook, on social media.
Yeah.
But you've got to approach that with the full understanding it's part of the circle. Like, you know, if you look at a bike wheel, for example, or a wheel with spokes in it, every one of these things, like we talk about letterbox dropping, well, that's sort of subliminal marketing. You've got it constantly letterbox drop so that people do know your name out there and so on. You've got to do your social media so that people are seeing what you're doing. What I'm seeing is that there's a few tricks to social media. I get so many emails a day now from different people that I've opened up that are social media experts. Often sideways to business.
They're making money.
Well, they're all.
They want to
I'm actually doing something.
Yeah, sorry.
Paul, just put a sold sign up, mate. That'll get you more attention than anything else.
100%. Yeah, that works. 100%. That definitely works. That definitely works. Yeah. No, definitely. But we've got Instagram accounts. Instagram works, I think, in some respect. Instagram's not cooler than Facebook. You know, I've done Google Ads, I've done Facebook, a lot, but that's all passive. That's all really passive, and it takes a while to get a lead. But the quickest way really is for, like, you know, if you're new to industry or if you've been actually referral sites out there. So they're actually the local agent finder. Give them permission though. There's local agent finder where at 20% they charge. Basically, what happens is, and it's like where an agent, that's it. Where people, you can actually register yourself online as an agent for a few suburbs, and then what happens is, you know, the sellers then comes out, and then they do a price comparison, so they compare the market kind of thing, and they pick your name, and you get to the lead. But they don't have to pick you, so they pick free. So it doesn't matter for a local agent find out open, they make money anyway. But if they pick you and you sold the property, they make 20% of the comp.
I found that the quality is
It's terrible quality. Yeah. Terrible quality. We have an exclusive agreement with actually a Facebook page called Brisbane Home Prices and Golf. They're very big. Again, the leads. You know, some.
Can you share it?
You share the leads.
Facebook page, if you're promoting, you know, like share to their page, so you're actually getting your name out there as well.
Or to their page?
Yeah.
But they will charge you for it, yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Gold Coast prices, Gold Coast home prices and Brisbane home prices is, I mean, there's a few others. Big Faith. Another one we found is community groups.
Yeah.
Like there's one for Brisbane, like the 4,000 community groups. And there's like the Gold Coast has one, and Mount Tamborine has one, and all these others community groups. That's a big one as well. That gets you leads. But again, these leads are sometimes quite weak, so it takes a while to actually get a good lead. In the meantime, you might as well just use this act. These are aggressive marketing, because you're contacting them. Not so much to contact you, they'll contact you. Yeah, because they don't know anything. We have a listing that was a referral, where basically they Google us for the number of properties you sold in the area. There's always say you sold properties. I'll call you. I don't know. Anyway, the next phase of the pattern is going to be even cooler. So basically, what I've done is matching people's names on OTM or Storm. with a phone number from my database. I'm working with a company at the moment, and they're pretty cool, and then they spit out, but unlike FISBO or represented by owner, it spits out the mobile phone number of an OTM or withdrawn. And that saves, man, you know, if you're in the industry, to get a mobile phone number, you literally have to stalk them. You went out to the house, wait for them to come home, excuse me, sir. And even that, sometimes. That's right, to get a mobile phone number of an OTM listing, you literally sit outside the house.
Yeah.
Or send a letter to them, they don't respond. So you have to literally go up to them and excuse me, here's a free coffee, can I have your mobile phone number? Forget that, you know, technology. And there's ways to find people's numbers. One of my, there's a guy in Brisbane, the guy's from other states, there's a guy in Brisbane, one of the top agents from Railway, his name is Matt Lancashire. He sold a property in Kangaroo Point, the highest at the moment, I think, on record, 17 point something million. To a guy from overseas. The vendor, didn't know the vendor. He basically, what he did was he basically got the IP data, copy and paste into Google, his name. Up comes LinkedIn, right? Click on LinkedIn, connect. Obviously, it wouldn't connect without you. So he messaged him. It's a true story. You can actually Google it. He messaged him and he said, "Dear sir, I know you're, would you like, I've got a client who wants to buy a really nice house here. You just from overseas." And lo and behold, this guy actually responds. He says, "I'll give you 5 minutes at this time, at this date." He goes, "Yeah, sure." Got the listing and sold it for 17 million or so, just like that. So the idea is everyone these days has a digital footprint. If you Google someone's name on OTM, you'll find something on there. But I think the pattern is even cooler because it looks at the mobile phone number, which is probably the best contact you can have. Better than LinkedIn or Facebook, I think. Anyway, so I was just aware of the time. Any comments? First part. Training organized for the next month. So obviously, we're trying to do some training, prospecting, listing, training, OTMs. Again, if you need some help with getting an appointment, we can help you with that from the back end. There's been a few requests from different, in South Australia or something, and Victoria, on the forms, how to fill out forms. Fairly standard stuff, but obviously if you're new or have been in the industry for a while, we can help with that. Property platform, how to load listings, share listings with people for projects. Inspection reports, another thing that I think that we need some training on. Property management certainly is something you're going to be careful of, because when the person to shop, you go to NCAT in New South Wales or VCAT, Victoria or QCAT, the judge ain't going to care, right, who you are or how big you are or how many properties you've sold. But basically, it's about that condition report that you've done. Very, very important. And the presence is not necessarily about the image you've taken, but it's the comments that you've made. It's the comments you've made on there. So again, that's something that you may have to look at in the future. So we'll run through that. Lastly, maybe some discussions, some time for discussions. Some of the things going forward. One of the things that we're looking at the moment is we've got a lot of people now, and I think what's happening is people's email addresses are getting longer and longer. I've had agents that have to use their full name now because I've run out of Tony's or John's. Or, there's so many people now, and I guess one of the ideas is...
How many Larrys?
How many Larrys? We've got Larrys.
Not many Larrys.
You're unique, Larry. One Larry.
Only one.
Only one. You're unique. But that is the truth. There are a lot of people now joining. So one of the ideas is to move to a state-based. So I'm experimenting with this. So there's a guy in Victoria, his name's Kevin. We've got many Kevins already. And so I said, look, Kevin at vic.oxbridge. I don't know, something that you could look at. Possibly it's the same thing as exactly the same, but it's just that it's a state-based. A bit like education, you got Vic and New South Wales. Auctioneering, something that we haven't really talked about. We've got an auctioneer's license. Not many agencies have that, or the agencies have it, but not many agencies have auctioneer licenses or corporate license. We do. We do, and that's something we haven't really explored. Like you can actually, I think Lindsay is an auctioneer. You can actually say, look, I will be an auctioneer, and we will then spread the word for you. Because the retail rate for an auctioneer is pretty good. Like Tom, we had Tom Panos one day. He came to one of our auctions and he said, look, I'm going to charge you $650 for it. It didn't sell, but we still had to pay him $650 plus GST. The New South Wales one. But yeah, sure. Yeah, but auction is a good business, something that you can build as own business. And, we've got so many people ready, you've got a ready-made clientele base.
Basically, on the Gold Coast, it's simply auctioning the property, like property. I'm more than happy to work with you during the investment process. So, and reporting a conduct itself, for example. I've been an auctioneer for 20 odd years.
Okay.
I was one of the Ray White Service Paradise auctioneers.
Oh, there you go. Dino, Jared, and Lachlan. I was about to mention them.
It's a small world, man. They're very British.
Ray White pushed fairly hard on auctions, but I noticed recently on Anglo-Zestral, just down the street from me, there were two properties that weren't selling. Both of them have been on the market, taken off, back on the market again, not selling. Ray White's come in and they've managed to talk the two property owners, and they were both totally different groups, into putting that and a block in between together as a whole block, which makes it quite a desirable piece of land. There's three very big properties.
Yep.
And they're putting it up as a complete auction. So, there's always seems to be some way of getting around things that aren't selling. But we were doing block auctions at one stage.
Yeah, Andrew had that. They had an auction under the star or something. They had these events, different terms, auctions on the night or something. And I asked him what this app was. He said 7 hours 30. I'm thinking, geez, that's So on one night, I said, does it save you money? He goes, no, the auctioneer gets paid by auctions anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the ultimate auctions is, it's expensive. Depends on the suburb, but auction is a strategy, definitely. And Ray White.
And the way you approach the vendors during that time of your marketing,
100%.
You've got to say the right thing.
100%. Yeah, 100%. But that's
really helps.
100%. Yeah, 100%. But Ray White's training, I know for a fact, is always auction. Take everything to auction everything. I mean, in Sydney they do that quite a lot, but the market's spoiled a little bit. Think about that.
Around 30%.
30%. That's embarrassing for the vendor and for the agent. No one bids, thinking, man, you spent $650 on an auctioneer. No one. No, good chat afterwards. That's for sure. Co-branding, something that we've been encouraging. So please think about co-branding as well. Co-branding is something that we highly encourage. I always believe the best brand is your brand. So yeah, again, same thing. I don't know if people have looked at the insurance policy. Someone asked me the other day about insurance. Do we cover insurance? 100%. Policies. It's on the resource page. You just have to find it or some stuff now. But basically, we have a global professional indemnity insurance policy. I think that's probably very unique. Not many agents will want across the country, one under one roof. There's certainly not many agents that are global. So anyway, so what that means is, if you put a logo on it or branding, you'll automatically cover for that policy. Something happens, don't speak to me, speak to the lawyer of the insurance company. Someone said, QCAT, thank you very much for your email. Forward it to these guys, look after it. They've got lawyers in their back end, so they will look after it. That's a good thing. The reason we got global is because obviously. Yes, sorry.
Paul, with that, with your cover, will that cover, like in my situation where I have another company and that which is signs on with you guys? What's the situation there? Do I need to take out my own, or am I covered? Because
it depends what you. Sorry, this is Larry. Or sorry. So it depends what you're doing with your current company. If you're doing real estate.
Yep.
and you've got our logo on it, and within the remit of the insurance policy, then you're covered. But if you're doing development and whatever something else, then no. But so the conditions of the insurance policy has got to be closely related, and you got to have ostrich on it somewhere.
Sorry, I missed that. It broke up.
Sorry, the condition of the insurance policy is you got to have ostrich on your marketing material, on your listing form, and also the fact that you'll be doing real estate, actually real estate related.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I just wanted to check that.
But it does cover a lot of stuff. It's crazy how much they cover, like even things like schools. I was surprised. You could tell people it's a 3-bedroom. You get food.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm a multi-millionaire. How's that?
No, seriously, there's cases like that where people represent a three car parks. There's tons of cases. I think Ray White's good for this. They'll find Ray White. They have all these cases. But yeah, look, we're up for a lot of insurance. So there's something to take note of if you co-branding.
Yep. Okay, so we're covered by doing that, right?
Yeah, as long as you're doing something with the yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Oxbridge, probably mentioned something to look at as a discussion. Is it a good thing, bad thing? Happy to get opinion. I think getting a commission split on the maintenance referral is something that's good. Matter of so I think the next step is if you've got some plumbers or something, it's probably better to refer a name, and then what we'll do is negotiate a group to get full bargaining power. So if you approach your favorite plumber and say, "Hey buddy, can I give you 6%?" He's gonna know you. But if you go to the group and say, we've got 600 properties, right? If you give us 6%. That's probably a little more powerful. But it's, just for transparency, we've got quite a few properties that we manage now, and that gives you bargaining power. Certainly with the tradies, and tradies love work. It's competitive out there, man. It's competitive. We get affiliation for broking as well. This has been around for many, for a while now. We've got Nat and George and a few others. So you do get that as well. Get affiliation for think convincing as well. It's not very much, $2, $100 like that, but there's an affiliation fee as well. Settlement, I guess discussion settlement is fairly smooth. Everything's okay, easy. Our policy always has been to transfer ASAP. One of the things that we found is each agent doesn't get enough commission trust account for us to draw commission. And so lawyers, what they do is send a check all the way from Victoria to our office in Brisbane, the headquarters, and then we have to wait 2 weeks for that to arrive, and another 5 days for it to clear. So I think the recommendation always is get money in trust for commission, even 3%, whatever. But there are situations, I understand, where the seller has no money or whatever. That's cool. But yeah, that's something that we've discovered. Self-management, something that we're looking at as well as a potential business for agents. Approaching. So there's tons of people trying to find tenants themselves. It's pretty easy to find them. So they will have rent. Yeah. You'll tell it's a rental. And this one. So you'll find a rental. Well, the idea is rental. We'll just be rental, yeah. People So that's a rental. Ashmore, around the corner. I can actually put the address there, guarantee you just run the rent in Bell. And the idea is, obviously, you don't have to spend time doing listing and selling. What you could do is sell software as a service. It's a phrase these days for SaaS, software as a service. Very, very popular. What people do is they sell the software instead of buying Microsoft Word. You buy Microsoft Word as a service, you pay a subscription fee. And that way, you get a monthly income, which helps you pay your bills. The idea is this: you approach Rebecca. Hey Rebecca, how are you? What are you doing? Trying to probably well, look at the software. Well, first you get in the door first. I have a tenant to your property, and then you buy a coffee. Say, if they don't want you to manage, that's okay, no problem. Get all this great software. You don't get charged for it anyway by your subscription fee, and you say, look, I'm going to charge you $99, whatever you're going to charge per month. The software is no cost accounting, and the benefits of it, you get paid to change sleep, blah blah blah. So then you become kind of a salesperson for software. But it's just another ability to generate money, and the 100% work, 100%. Because I can see this is a huge market. Because I had a chat with Nick and his father about this, and self-management is a massive market that hasn't been touched. A lot of what's out there are just crazy. So number one is insurance. Number two is the legal. And number three, they don't use any software. It's basically cash in hand. Bond. What's RTA? What's bond board? That's crazy. But, allows at least to track the software with a report. That's only nice. It's not judge. It's something that we're looking at the moment. Just a good idea to look at that. Any other business? Sorry about the marathon meeting. Anyone? Any questions? Any other business? Any discussions? Criticisms?
The prospecting training. Are you going to be conducting?
Oh man, I got a guy who's actually really quite good at prospecting. He's one of the top agents around the country. No, I think what I'll do is I'll leave it to you. But prospecting training, he's going to be talking more specifically about the risks we have and the risks that people do.
Yes.
And I've got to say, to be a top agent, you have to be a top prospector. It's just a fact of life. I think we've all agreed. I think I had a chat with many people. I think selling isn't that hard. To agree, selling, you could, you could be there as a 18 or you could sell. Yeah. Because most of the time, the property sells itself. All you have to do is stand there, don't say anything stupid, take the detail, and then we can follow up with the agents and follow up with people. The good agents you will find, they're very good at prospecting with you. And these days, it's not so much prospecting. Well, I suppose we got the prospecting. It's more the listing. I think a lot of times it's not about the leads. It's about how you use the leads. Because the leads, these are all great leads. I think they're all great leads. They're the best. The OTM leads. These guys are selling. They're desperate to sell.
So you said before you've got somebody
Cindy does that very well. Cindy's the top. I had a few people that, every time I do this, I get 100 notifications. Oh yeah, it's a great job. I get paid by the hour. I can work from home. It's awesome, but it's pretty good. I usually do a little trial, and I go, yeah, well, how good are you? And here's a whole bunch of lists. And I think you did this right. Jared, you did a trial.
Did you?
Yeah. How did you find it? You killed it. Yeah, because you had the lead in front of you.
Yeah, we had a few leads where we have to development on that. Is that stuff?
But no, where is your, we're not naming agency, with your current agency, right, you're getting what covered?
No.
We're getting RP data, right? Yeah,
RP data,
price finder, any good?
No, typical buy listings.
Ownership data, you web pages?
Yeah, web pages.
Man, imagine calling the white pages.
It doesn't even work.
That's nuts.
I was like, good name, it comes up bad gateway. I was like, oh, I give up. Something else.
What's your script? Because I would love to know why you're so successful by calling these leads. These are the same leads that everyone gets.
Why am I so successful?
Why are you so successful? Tell us. No, getting these appointments.
Because you're just sales that are already looking at selling.
And what do you say? Because you've got experience in real estate. What do you say? So just to give you a background, the Jared is a full license at the age of 21, ex-Bray White.
No, I've worked for them. I think they're not glass because they're sold the business.
So this screwed around. Okay, fair enough. That's cool. About that. But okay. But with VC, what's your script?
I don't really have one. I just feel the
You want to sell your house?
Hey, Jared from.
You're going to sell a house. That's it. You're going to sell a house.
Simple.
I just feel it out.
That's it.
Hey, Jared, my fish, for example.
Yeah.
I think your property up sale, it's buy or been on the market for whatever. I'm just wondering if there's anything we can do to help or.
Yeah.
You know, there's other ways that they like, do you have an agent that you work with in that area that if not, like, would love to work with you sometime. If you like to have a chat, I don't know.
Yeah. You just have to get in the door first.
Yeah. For a chat, and I am.
Have a chat. Yeah. Buy your coffee.
Yeah.
Free coffee to me. You know. There's a few things that I do. But this guy that was the trainee, he's phenomenal at this. You know, you gotta get in the door first without that's quite important. People say, well, how to buy it, yeah, sure. Right? But you can say, look, you know, I do have a listing right next to you, or I just sold a listing, or I just did open on Saturday, and I love the script, you know, I had 25 people come through, I put their name and details, I had a guy who wanted a small house, and your house perfectly matches that. You know, and I know you're trying to sell, so whatever, I don't really mind that you're selling yourself, that's cool. We can work in conjunction. You just tell me what you want. And anything on top of that, if I commission, that's cool, just to get in the door first. But we've had experiences where, I won't mention his name on the property, but basically we went in, it was for himself, he wanted this price, and we agreed that anything on top of that is going to be ours. But because the market, he's not meeting the market, it will actually validate much of the offer didn't come. So the offer came here, and he said, he's done a great job. Look, I'll just give you the call. I'm desperate, and I'm going. It's so funny. So you get the door, get the sign, get the list, and put up the internet, and then anything else is negotiable. Because people go, oh man, you're a nice guy, man. You're not just an agent, because people don't like agents. You're a nice guy, you know, man, you work hard. You should get paid. Even though I didn't get my price, I like the stuff. It's cool.
It's like, who were we talking with last night? Hold on and so Ray White, they think that you're from Ray White, they either hang up or you know.
Time. The technical runners, you know. I'm ex-runners, so I know Andrew quite well, and they have the same problem. You know, I'm runners. At least food, Oxford.
Yeah, they don't know what it is.
That's cool. That's cool. And that's why if you say like your own brand, because neutral feedback is much better than negative feedback. Yeah, you do get a positive brand because there's definitely there's good agents and there's good agents, you know. On that note, are there any other questions? Anyone? Discussion topics? All right. So what we'll do is next few weeks we're trying to organize some training. I think it's quite important. Again, we'll try to do it virtually as well as live somewhere. But it doesn't matter. You don't have to come in. Just virtual. Virtual is good. Prospecting, listing, forms. Some are actually quite basic. We'll take 10 minutes. We'll probably combine one big training session. So we will record it and you could switch it on and off as you please.
You can find out about those
e-brochures. Put that down as a note. E-brochures from REA. That's one phone call to our account manager.
It's just a matter of getting back in on a find it all.
Or to order?
Just a matter of us getting access.
I think it's just a direct email to our account manager.
No.
Our account manager sits in the Homemaker Center in Fort Valley. That's where our headquarters of Queensland is. We've got two actually. We've got the account director and the account manager. So yeah, they think we're too big. So the REA is interesting though. They're really cracking down on this. So actually, we went to I can't remember. So anyway, I went over to had a chat with them. They're cracking down on the model where you're not supposed to have an agency with multiple accounts for different subscriptions. So you can't have a regular, a standard, and then a premier and the same brand. What we can have is another company, another director having a discount premium and a completely different company of a standard. And so I've been trying to work a way around that because that is the whole grail. Because what you can do is if you're a premium property, because you want to access a discount premium prices, you can do that. But as well as if you've got a property that doesn't want to pay VPA, you can access the standard discount prices.
Well, this is where they work for everybody because they've got multiple offices, and when I went there this week, I was in an office that only did highlights, but if you wanted it to go up as a feature, you just loaded it up through the other code,
So just an FYI, we mentioned that as a Ray White now all premier. Every single office when they sign on is a premier. You can have multiple premier accounts. You can have Ray White, so as part of you have 3 accounts, but you cannot have Ray White certified as Ray White as a standard and a premier in the same office for the same brand. And that's why the advantage is, and I guess it's trying to work around the restrictions, is how do we get a discounted premier and a standard using different, and one of the things that we've come up with is the co-branding. So Lynn's is a different director, it's a different company, you apply for an REA, we'll pay for it, whatever, but you will be a discounted premier. And then if you want to list a property on a standard, you go through the better half. because that's something that they've been cracking down on. That's why we have an advantage, I guess, in some sense, because all Ray White agents, or they always say LJ, all the same, all the big franchise brands is premium.
Do you know how much they're paying for the premium?
Oh, the same price we can get the discounted premium. It's the discounted premium, 60% off the regular.
Okay.
Yeah, we have an offer actually that we sign on like this financial year. You get 60 days discounted premium, which is a dramatic reduction.
The concern of that, like if we put in the code, our normal code, and we're going on the pricing page,
actually,
it's like 2,000 or something.
No, that's because it's a standard package. So without going too much into it, there is actually so what I've done is I've actually got another account, entirely different board, entirely different directorship, because that's what they do, and that's perfectly legal because I'm not controlled it, but because the fact is a discount premium can access it.
So would you have to load the property
You just have to request.
in the back end, or
No, you have to load it through the CRM as usual, and then you have to go separately into REA and load the Premier.
Okay.
And then so I mean, getting some feedback in Sydney, like the people in Sydney is like, man, this doesn't work. So I'm selling it up the shore. Yeah. 2 top agents, X whatever, and they say, look, I just cannot deal with standards. Because it doesn't really work for my brand, and I said, they want Premier, that's another problem. What I would do this with another brand. He goes, yeah, no problems. Okay. And I think that's a way to get around that, because once we start in the Oxbridge in there somewhere, they go, wait a second, we're going to count someone else. Why do you have 2 accounts with 2 different subscriptions? It's like Ray White. It doesn't mean a Ray White to Wong or Ray White City or Ray White Brisbane. They're all Premier. Because it's got Ray White on it. And that's our advantage because we can say, and then vendors don't usually understand this, right? They go, well, gee, this guy's charging $4,000, you can charge free. That's pretty cool. We say, yeah, we can get an REA. We can get a no problems. And then they say, well, it's not on top of the page. We say, look, if you're a serious buyer, you will search for location, you will search for criteria, you will put in that criteria, you will find the property. If you're serious, you might get more eyeballs on it. Those eyeball buyers. That's often the question people ask.
Next time talking, come to some arrangements for build stock gathering.
Homeland
tax. You go to Bismarck, it pushes your standards was it run up the other day and it automatically went to the case 10. But you go through it, and they're all the first stuff, 6 to a page, and all the calls.
After a key, complain about that.
Yeah.
But you can have keys if you want it, but we'll chat after it. Even Liz doesn't want the listing, right?
I'll take it. Well, I saw him at like a so I know what he's like.
He's a bit. I'm not going to tell the social after, but he's an interesting personality. Wait, any other questions? Thank you for joining the session today.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.
This will be recorded, share online, that kind of stuff. Have a great day. Okay.
All right.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.